One of us has to blink. Damn it, it was me. Alright, Jack. Let's keep going. Let's finish this up. Oh there, Gala. We've a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough with... Matters are tangled enough, what with that Milala not stopping at our heels. But we still managed to grab that first trinket without too much fuss. Biting them back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright. We've two baubles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Paramil got to? On the foot. He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be clawing that stickler until we've at least got an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging of my own into these executioner allies, the Grinning Curs. And I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Gala, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope? It seems them curs were feeding from the family of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Limsa Laminsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They were not too fond of Merlwyb or her prohibition on piracy. It was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Gallian Empire what eventually convinced them to play nice with the Philocracy. The pirates ain't one to play nice for long. Now that Hillfill and around us helmed the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants began to form their own factions, and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was ones that took the Grinning Curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that, even for executioners, these cults are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Milala's contest, it ain't worth this kind of grief. We've been inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them, if they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't matter much. They broke the cove when they hit that maelstrom tub. What voice was that without us? Aye. The Grinning Curs are paying for their crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jack! Listen. With all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we get to work, Carlo. We gotta track down our black market contact. I sent him to look into the Curs' new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a subtle night this morning. That'll put the old man and his haunting load in no shot. Yeah, take this stack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. That's kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes him with ore and hires the biggest and meanest swords as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be, challenged. I don't think they will be, but I will take your advice. Oh my god, it's all the way up there. It would actually... Yeah, it would actually be faster to go to Costa del Sol. Just head south. Really? They're all level 9. I mean, I can see the area where more are gonna spawn, but still. Welcome to the House of Styx, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? One unknown sack of you. A heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid, and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction is that so wrong the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer? A moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Uldar. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I will target the moment of transaction were I so inclined. As the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this self-same information. As he is looking at us. But though he attempts to disguise his identity, the scent of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Oh, redstone. Really? I sure am spending a lot of money doing these quests. I'm not even being recompensed for it. How dare. Jack. Welcome back, Hagala. What information did the old man have on them reformers? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an old Don, no less. I can't say I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Laminsons willing to melt coin on aught them coves are selling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as means to pull down the Admiral. Eh? One of my Lala's lackeys were out of the house before you. How do they know that? Bah! Them curs we captured must have cackled during the Shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know. And that means we best get to our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Gala can wait here for Caramel. Wait, the cat... What the hell is she playing at? After her loss, she knows this ain't a solo job. You... Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hi, they never knew I was here. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... well, it might be I could use an extra mort in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me, I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting sisters aglimmer. That's the only place would offer to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll see it burn to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the word when you're burning their head in. Why does it feel like every single one of these quests has had an instance? Alright. Here's what we know. The rich merchant was come over from Oldha, some old mate of Master Gigarujo, the cause owns Costa del Sol. Gigarujo's taken his guards and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to this friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig before they realize all it's amiss. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. There. The players have arrived. The performance coin counter and the old Don buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang on. Where are all these other culls? The place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in old Don garb. And are those mammoths? Ugh. That merchant's brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've got ahead of myself. I should have realized your job would never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking up up on them narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd... Store your excuses, love. I know full well what you're about. They start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of my arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only cause I've got rogues like you, and Underfoot, and Gala here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Vikeb. We ain't some two guild robbers with pissed their breeches when their daddles are caught in the honeypot, with the knives and the dockmans. And no bastard what wants to go with blade... Jesus fucking Christ, the thieves can't. With the knives and the dockmans, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see you've not changed your mind then. You need all the stabbers you can get. I promise mine will be there when you need them. Better. Now let's carve a path into onto that platform and bite back them earrings. Vikeb, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fight. Gala, you and me will split up and know the guards as we go. It's them puppets that concern me most. I suggest you crush them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give them a good solid clout from behind. Aye, ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, step back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our locks. Okie dokie. And boom. Yeah, this way. Give me a second, Jack. I'll get over there soon. Jeez. Ooh, okay, that's a lot of people up there. Yeah? You gonna take your time, Jack? Are you following me? Oh my god, you are. Wait, you actually have poisons? Huh. I guess rogues had poison at one point. Hi, hello. Die. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. What in the hells do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? Aye, I'm all frightened. Odd then that you're the one who's shaken. It don't matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code, and we're here to collect. Those be the Silver Sorrows, then? I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them here, then. But wait! Wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldernar Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it? If the threat for reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relations with Ulda. Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Uldan's society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased with were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure. A gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return of these trinkets will be... that is to say, the Sorrows must be returned to Ulda. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some deal-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them return to Olda, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that very purpose that the Delacracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. A bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Olda. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gegaruju any further. The suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody. And do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. Wow, okay, that throws a wrench into plans. Ah, the hells take that canary-colored happy. We might as well have handed the things onto a velvet cushion. I'll go and find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there. I need to be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Any luck to you, love. Ah, there you are. You left before the events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Oldan merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist's accountant, and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh, a Bonin associate of the bloody executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. What's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge. That Marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy, which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright. These are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa Lominsa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. Oh, and a grand oath it is. I mean, I got me fambos full just keeping the code intact. But the code is kind of an oath too, when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and let you trample all over me or my codes. Oh. Well, alright, didn't mean to skip that. Your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. To keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the coral tower, but look away for a moment. One of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Gala. It's back to the sisters for us. Hello? The fuck was that? Damn, Windsor is popular tonight. Ah, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. As far as our damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the lost treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it Bob, you can bet your grandmum's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Gala. You'll bloody well need it, girl. Alright. Let's finish this up. Ah, I was wondering when you'd show up, Gala, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And Benny, there you are, because we've finally uncovered some hard facts about that last treasure. Won't be long now before we cloy the winning piece and put the daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've got to the other coast for a meeting, so let's get down to it. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Wonderful. You got news for us? Aye, Jack. I think our trouble's in hidden the truth of it lay in calling the nasty thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimber bauble. It's the mark... What does L mean? Five. No. 50. 51. Okay. Jesus Christ. It's the Mark 51 Magitech mine. A bleeded prototype explosive what was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blast have enough to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lenosha, then distribute the mines throughout Castra Marina. Wow, okay. Through Castra Marina. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then, eh? Oh, an experimental weapon. That explains why the Philocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction. So reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know the what's, but there's still the question of the where. The Curse delivered their bit and goods to performance, that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There's been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mind, or they've peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jack. It says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. I found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Thalios, I have urgent news. I've never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen it as usual once for a while, so do you reckon there's some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? It could be. Gala, you and me are headed to Thalios. On the foot, Vickhead, here to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. Zabios is upper inertia. So it sounds like would be the quickest. And just a nice little run across the water. This is just around here. It's an old fossil. Ah. Oh, that doesn't look good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. That's a problem. You're wasting your time, darling. We've opened that scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. You cross the bloody executioners and you get what's coming to you. Do you like our message? I wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Aw, now don't be like that, darling. Me and my mates didn't have much choice. When the boss says, go play with the rogues, well, we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game now, did we? Ah, don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. The reformist's vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Ashabir takes command of the executioners, he'll give us back the teeth we've lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the seas once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. I'll bathe in blood just to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite stinking coat and have all your sneaking heads on the chopping block. Oh, like hell's you will. The only sentence what's being passed today is yours. Ah, hello there, darling. Aren't you fine looking lad? I've heard all this prouder before. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds great. Great? Grand, that's a better word. But you don't think of the price. That shite stinking coat is the only thing what keeps you bloody close from milling one another. Without it, without limps and laments of the coal home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrels. If you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'd be so unhappy to oblige. Ugh. You're as prettier with your gob shut. I could see him out of me depth there. As much as I'd like to lop off your noggins, I'd be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into the wilds. Kept you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it then. Ain't it obvious? You stubborn scraps is looking to swipe our new toy, and my job was to stall you. Captain has the mind with him right now. He's set to show the rest of the executioner that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing the bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? He's talking to the Admiral herself. You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't you? Aye! You have me permission to panic. Of course, if you're to steer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep you company right here, sweet mean. Never call anyone that. I have half a mind to kill you now. But, ma'am, you do know I can teleport, yeah? Well, we've got this Mad Morton as a mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I better drag her back to the guild and see what What other information shall spill? I need you back in Limsa as well, but you've business at the foremast first. You should find Captain Milala at her post there. Forget about the Sorting challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless me judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. Ma'am, please go rot in a hole. Okay. Time limit here. Oh, there's a lot of people here. Foremast. That just... Oh, that's hella wrong. Not even in the city. Away, my noble steed. Yeah, I don't think any other quest really asks you to go to the foremast. Hi, ma'am, we got a problem. Oh, you're one of Jack's rogues. Well, you've come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own... You're not here for the earrings? The Admirals, you say? And you are sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue. You can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. Okay. Now we go to Pencil. Also, what was it about just handing them back to Old Daw? Instead of, I don't know, wearing the earrings? Yeah, sure, let me just keep this giant fucking diamond around. On my person. Actually, I can't say that considering it's in my inventory. Couple of cards, swords, so much paint, 90 fucking eggs. Alright, Jack. So the jackets are on the move. Bene. I've been listening to that addled pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters, but she's given us not what we didn't already know. And we know more than enough. I say we rally the rogues and go after that mine, before it blows up in our months. If the leader of the reformists, this Captain Aishabir, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast, the tower that holds the drowning wench in Bulwark Hall? The Admiral's Bridge, and our command room, right at the top of it. And then you've got the district what surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy beating heart of the city. Even with the threat of the attack, you can't just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the cause what live and work there, and you have a frightened, stampeded mob on your families. Anyways, the only option is to have eyes snooching every approach to the tower. I'll put the wit out to as many posts as I can and spread them out throughout the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Gala. We'll get to Sai Shabir, and his little bomb, too. I really need to figure out what this sort of accent I've given Jack. sort of accent, sort of voice, I'm not really sure. It's just channeled. Okay. Yep, Castle, and then we just watch for anyone heading in. Yeah. Here would be good, because we also have the High Line. Surely the threat of Christmas music will keep us determined, focused. Ugh. Fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. This'll make things interesting. Our presence on the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces has already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable! What could Illuminor Raynor be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outposts if we must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But Captain, we can't be certain if the pirates' plan hasn't changed. If you consider the possibility that they've switched to a target outside the walls, it would be folly to weaken those defenses. Ugh. You've made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I can be of assistance. Could have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner there, Malala. I've been dying to meet you, lass. Hi. Keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly, what cost our crew a fortune in all-done coin. You're an executioner. And if I should be yours men. You've strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. Look at this slab of meat. The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have it primed in front of the wench by the time you get there. Good. Not long now before we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise a foul flag on the ruins of the mizzen mast and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder. There's a large bottles. Oh, life is gonna kill me. Ugh. What's that then? Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. Please, you must help me. The danger is far greater. Oh, bloody hell, is it alive? Oh, no. Is she nothing? Is she nothing? Please, you must send... Someone must be told. You. How did you? You're valiant and forthright weapon. You'd hear that single pistol shot from miles away. Learn how to guess what have happened. I poked the Yellow Jackson on my way over. He will be along shortly. Benny, that means we've one last thing to do. We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Ah, lass. You know you don't need to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. You all set then? Ready, Jack? Always. Let's go cloy them sarcophagus and fit Abashir for a new coffin. Alright. Oh boy. Hi, hello. Hi, I can probably just pick you off there and you'd be dead. I hope you know that. There he is. Die. Hello. Ready for an execution. It's like 90 seconds, oh boy. That is it. There it is. Hi, I hope you don't mind if I just ignore you. Let's get rid of the stragglers. You think your home game means anything to me? Fucking die. There we go. Hey, look who's up and about. Status reports. The mine has been disabled, and the engineer should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look! There she is! That's Captain Milala, the hero of Limsa. Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you very nearly lost your life stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city be lost without you. But wait, that's not... Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or strung up from the rafters. Alive, then. It would seem we are deeply in their debt. Captain, might I have the Silver Sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course. They're right... The earrings. I could have sworn I was still... Wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying? That cad! I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on them, indeed. I should have known. Are you sure about this, Jack? We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. I didn't ask you. So the jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. Do you think Malala will leave it at that, then? I get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Hey, this city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Gala. If I ever need a trusty pair of snows by my side, I'll know who to ask. Oh, I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. Don't forget to offer a bite when you can, eh, Gala? We'd best head back to the Sirens. Sisters, too. Before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Benny work, Gala. Be seeing you soon. For as long as this questline has taken me, it's been like 3 hours at this point. I've done all 3 of these videos in one go. This is still definitely one of the best class quests that they have done. It's definitely up there. You're looking to head inside. Oh there, Gala. It'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? Job never ends, but even a dimba-dabba like myself needs to breathe every now and again. Your venturing mates must be wondering where you've got to. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code, even if this ain't truly your world. When you walk back into the Lightmans, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, you have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough brittle powder out of me. The travels might take you far and wide, Gala, but I know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. And that is the Rogue questline. Honestly, in my opinion, so much better than the Ninja questline. I don't know. There's something about Rogue that I just like a lot more, if my glam can't tell you anything. Especially considering, like, why is the running animation different? Huh? Like, it's so much better when it's down at, like, Well, that's what I'm going to call it for here. Join me next time as I continue my adventure in Final Fantasy XIV, either by myself or with a friend. See you then.